Hi everybody, this is Courtney with Fiber Fox Studios and welcome to another Mosaic Monday. Today we're working on pattern number 34. That's this pattern right here. I do want to point out that this is part of a chart set. There's a total of 5 charts or 5 designs included with the chart set. There's 3 charts for each design. There's a lot of charts in this particular chart set. If you're going to purchase the chart set, you don't have to, but if you're going to, you are going to look at design number 2, and that is the design that we are going to be working in the actual tutorial. So this is what that will look like. So I'm showing you guys the samples. I'm going to have all the yarn information down below in the description for you so that you can see. We'll be doing this in the video. There's a close-up. So hopefully you do like this pattern. This right here is chart or design number 1, then design 2 that we're learning here today. And then of course it moves on to several other designs, including one that has the solid look like this, also in this section right here. So I've got a total of 5 and I don't have samples done of all of them. So use your imagination or buy the chart set. So I will probably release another chart from this or another design from this as a tutorial. I'm not sure which one yet, but look for that in the coming weeks. And as always, links down below in the description to Etsy, to the crochet hook that I'm using, which this is another Nelson Wood crochet hook, and yarn information down below along with row start times, project ideas, and just a lot of general extra information. For those of you who are new to Mosaic, this is what your backside is going to look like. You are working one-sided the entire project. We do not turn our project over. We work on the same side the entire time. So that means our backside ends up being striped. If you do not like this kind of gappy effect that's created by the sections that are a bunch of double crochets all together, if you don't like that look, then you can jump down the description. I'll have the link to the Crochet Architects video on the anchor double crochet, and you can use that for a pattern like this that has a lot of this double crochet action going on. So the flip side is that's the center over here on this side. So patterns like that I think are really great to use her anchor double crochet on. So I'll link that down below as well. So let's get started by grabbing at least 2 colors of yarn and a crochet hook. All of my recommended sizes are down below for your crochet hook. So we're going to begin by chaining in our multiple of 18, and we are working in color A. Color A is going to be your outline of your shapes, basically. Color B, when we join that on, that's really going to be the main color that you see throughout your project that you're doing. So we're going to work in color A, chaining out multiple of 18 over and over as many times as you like. And then we're going to begin row 1. If you want to work in the round, you're only going to chain in the multiple of 18, and then you will slip stitch to the first chain you made and form a ring, and then you will follow the repeats given in this video. Working flat, we're chaining in the multiple of 18, and then we're adding 4 stitches to the end. So I've done 2 multiples of 18 for a total of 36 stitches, and then I added 4 stitches to the end. So you can do the same and work flat with me, or you can work in the round just following the repeats. So you'll be skipping this first stitch that we're about to do if you're working in the round. So for you guys who are working flat, get your starting chain ready and come back to the video when you're ready for row 1. Row 1 is going to begin now, and we are going to skip this very first chain and work here into the second, doing our traditional single crochet to begin our row. So we go right here into this, and we make sure that we get under the V, and then we finish out a single crochet. Now our repeat for row number 1 begins now, and that repeat is very simple. These are our setup rows for the first 2 rows. So we're going to be doing our back loop only single crochet in all of our stitches all the way down the row. Last stitch in the row will be another traditional single crochet. So we begin doing that by identifying our very next stitch And then all we need to do is pick up the back loop only. So we're only on one side of the stitch. And from here, it's just like any other single crochet. So it's just where we are placing our stitches in mosaic crochet that makes it the pattern, really. There's no other way to explain it. So now we just keep working that same way all the way down the row. I'm going to refer to these as just single crochets throughout the rest of the tutorial, but you will know that when we're working our repeat stitches, we are always working single crochets in the back loop only. So you may pause here and meet back up with me for row 2 in just a moment. We are here at the end of row number 1. We're going to do our final stitch together. And we have just this one stitch left. So all we need to do is the traditional single crochet. And that means we're going under the V. So we're getting into that complete stitch. There we go. So now we're finished with color A. We're going to chain up 2 and bind off however you like. I do the chain up 2 to bind off, but you can bind off however you like. Now we're going to clip our yarn and we're going to move on to row 2. So here's what you're going to have after finishing row number 1. We've just worked our back loop only single crochets and all of our stitches. So now we're going to, without turning our work, we do not turn anything. So here's our end of our row. We're going to come here to the front of our row, the first stitch, and you'll notice you have this little side bump. That is the turning chain that we did when we skipped that one chain. That's our turning chain. That's it right there. So we're going to scoot that down. You'll notice that you can use your nail just to move that down out of the way. So it's now further down, closer to the bottom of the row. And we can see that this right here is our very first stitch. So that's what we're going to go into to start row 2. So we just go into the first stitch, completely into it. We're doing a traditional single crochet here. So you're going to grab color B this time, and you're going to put that on your hook. Pull that up. I like to chain 1. And then we're going to go back into that same stitch. So we're going right back here into the same. And we just finish out our traditional single crochet. So now we're going to begin our repeat for row number 2, and is exactly like row 1. We're just going to work in the back loop only. So we're doing single crochets all the way down this row as well. So 1 in each and every stitch. And you can pause and we'll be back for row number 3. That's where our mosaic work is going to begin. End of row 2 now, and we have 1 stitch left. Just a reminder for my newbies, you're going to go into the complete stitch and do your traditional single crochet. Now we bind off and we do not turn our yarn. I've been asked that actually if we flip our rows, flip our work. So that's what we're going to have after completing row number 2. So we're now moving on to row number 3. Row 3 is going to begin now. This is what your work will look like. We're joining on this time with color A. So join on color A. And I just want to show this one last time. This is the last time I'm going to show this. You just put a slip knot or add the yarn to your hook. Pull it up. We're in the very first stitch of the row. Chain 1. Go back down into the same exact first stitch. And your traditional single crochet. Now our repeat for row number 3 is going to begin, and we're going to be doing 8 single crochets over the next 8 stitches to begin our repeat. So we identify this very next stitch and we do our single crochet. So there's 1, There's number 2. Number 3. Four, 5, 6, 7, and number 8. Now we will do 1 double crochet. All of our double crochets are going to be worked exactly the same way. So we identify our next stitch, and then we slide directly down 2 rows below, and we're looking for this front loop that we left by doing back loop only single crochets. We're going to go under that, then we grab our yarn and pull up a loop, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. So it's just like a normal double crochet, but again, our position and how we lay it over and cover up this previous row is what makes our shapes. So that's 1 double crochet. Now we need to do 1 single crochet. So we identify our next stitch. If you're not sure, you fold back this double crochet. 1 double crochet takes up 1 stitch back here on your row. So when you place it over, you know this one right here is your next stitch. So we're doing 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, now we are going to do a total of 7 single crochets over these next 7 stitches to end our repeat. So we identify our next. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. So that ends our repeat for row number 3. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 3's repeat began over here with a total of 8 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and then we end the repeat by doing a total of 7 single crochets. So that ends the repeat. So we're going to start back over at the beginning of the repeat, and you're going to keep working this exact set of stitches over and over, and then we'll meet back up to show you how to do the row ends. So I'm going to do this repeat with you one more time. So we are about to begin a second repeat of row 3. So we're going to begin right here in the next stitch. This begins our repeat for row 3. We're going to place 8 single crochets over the next 8 stitches. So we begin right here. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet, very next stitch, one single crochet, 1 double crochet, and 7 single crochets will end our repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that ends our repeat for row number 3. So let's recap. So now that we've completed a second repeat of the pattern, you can see in between we have this long strip where we finish with 7 single crochets, and then our repeat starts over with 8 single crochets. So we've got a total of 15 there. And then we just do these double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. So you will be able to work on down your row, but for those of you who are new, I wanted to show you what I mean when I say restart the repeat and keep working the same set of stitches. That's really what I mean for you to do. The stitch that I say is the start of our repeat. You're going to work it immediately after the end of the repeat. So in this case, I've marked the start of the repeat, and that'll help you keep track of what you're doing. So let's recap real quick. We have 8 single crochets that begin our repeat for row 3, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and then we end with 7 single crochets. So that ends our repeat. So now we're going to do the row end. All of our row ends are going to be worked exactly the same. You have 2 stitches left when you complete your repeat at the end of the row. So you got these 2 left. You are going to restart your repeat for 1 stitch, and then you know your last stitch in the row is the traditional single crochet. So we know that row 3's repeat in this case starts with a single crochet. So we're going to place a single crochet in the second to last stitch. So right here. And then we're going to do a traditional single crochet in the very last stitch of the row. So whatever your repeat starts with is how you'll be handling this stitch. A clue for you is to look back here at the beginning of your row after you have your traditional single crochet, and then immediately after it you have 8 single crochets. When you restart your repeat at the end of the row, you will end up with 8 single crochets at the end of the row for row 3, for instance. So it's going to mirror what you did back at the beginning of your row. And then we know we have a traditional single crochet in our very last stitch. So you can bind off from here, and we will be back for row 4 next. Row 4 begins now by joining on with color B. Row 4's repeat begins by doing 8 double crochets over these next 8 stitches. So we're going to identify, slide directly down, and pick up that front loop. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8. One single crochet, one double crochet, one single crochet, now we're going to end our repeat by doing a total of 7 double crochets over these next 7 stitches. So here's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Four, 5, 6, 7. And that ends our repeat for row number 4. So let's recap what we've done. Row 4's repeat began over here with 8 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and we end with 7 double crochets. So you will start back over at the beginning of the repeat and keep working this set of stitches on down the rest of your row. And remember, at the end of your row, you will have 2 stitches left. You are going to restart your repeat for 1 stitch, which for row 4 means you're going to be doing a double crochet. And then you will do your traditional single crochet in this last stitch on the row. So you will pause and we'll be back for row 5. Row 5 begins now. Please join on color A. Row 5's repeat begins by doing 8 single crochets over these next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, one double crochet, seven single crochets over the next 7 stitches to end our repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. That ends our repeat for row number 5. So let's recap what we've done. Row 5's repeat began over here when we did 8 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and then we did 7 single crochets to end our repeat. So you will start back over and work the same set of stitches all the way down the rest of your row as many times as you need to. And remember, at the end of your row, you will end up with 2 stitches left. You will restart your repeat for 1 stitch, and then you will do your traditional single crochet in the last stitch of the row. So for row 5, that means you will be doing a single crochet right here because our repeat begins with a single crochet, and then you will do traditional single crochet in the last. So we'll be back in just a moment for row number 6. Row 6 begins by joining on color B. Our repeat for row number 6 begins by doing 6 double crochets over these next 6 stitches. There's number 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 single crochets, so we know we can identify our next stitch. If we're not sure, we'll just fold back those double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 5 double crochets over the next 5 stitches. We'll end our repeat. Here's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That ends our repeat for row number 6. So let's recap. Our repeat for row number 6 began over here when we did 6 double crochets, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and then we end with 5 double crochets. So you will keep working this exact same set of stitches over and over on down your row. And remember, into the row, you will restart your repeat for 1 stitch, and then you will do a traditional single crochet in the last row. If you're doing in the round, obviously this does not apply to you. So we'll be back in just a moment. Here's what your work will look like after completing row number 6. We are now moving on to row number 7, so please join on color A. Row 7's repeat begins by doing 6 single crochets. Here's number 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets to end our repeat for row 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's recap that repeat. Row 7's repeat began over here with 6 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 5 single crochets. So you will start back over with your 6 single crochets next and keep working that exact same set of stitches on down your row. And then we'll be back for row 8 in just a moment. Row 8 begins now. Please join on color B. Row 8's repeat begins with 6 double crochets. One, two, three, four, five, six, one single crochet, two double crochets, there's one, and two, one single crochet, two double crochet, one, and number two. One single crochet, five double crochets will end our repeat. So here's number one, number two, number three, number four, and last but not least, number five. So let's recap what we've just done. Row 8's repeat began with a total of 6 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 single crochet, and we end with 5 double crochets. So you will start back over with your 6 double crochets next, and then work this exact same set of stitches on down your row. We'll be back for row number 9 next. Row 9 begins now. Please join on color A. Row 9's repeat begins with 6 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and number 2, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets will end our repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that ends our repeat for row number 9. So let's recap what we've done. Row 9's repeat began over here with 6 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 5 single crochets. So start back over with these 6 single crochets and keep working on down the rest of your row. We'll meet back up in just a moment for row number 10. For row 10, we will be working in color B. Row 10's repeat starts with 3 double crochets, here's 1, 2, and number 3. 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 double crochets, 1 and number 2. 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 and number 2. 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we end the repeat for row 10 with 2 double crochets. Here's number 1. And number 2. So that ends our repeat for row 10. So let's recap what we've done. Row 10's repeat began over here with 3 double crochets, 4 single crochets, 2 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 4 single crochets, and we end with 2 double crochets. So you will start back over with these 3 double crochets immediately and keep working on down the rest of your row. Row 11 starts now. Join on color A. Row 11's repeat begins with 3 single crochets, there's 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to do number 5. Now we'll do 1 double crochet, and we will end our repeat by doing 2 single crochets over these next 2 stitches. So here's number 1 and number 2. So now let's recap our repeat. Row 11's repeat began over here when we did 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. So you're going to start back over with these 3 single crochets. So essentially, if you really look at what you're doing on this row, once we do these 3 single crochets again to begin the repeat, 2 and number 3. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet, and then we do 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets. So you're really just doing that all the way down the row. You do need to get, in that pattern, and then you'll be able to do that. So otherwise, if that's confusing to you, just follow the repeat given, and then we'll meet up for row 12 when you're ready. Row 12 begins now. You will join on color B. Row 12's repeat begins by doing 3 double crochets. There's 1. 2. And number 3. One single crochet, 1 double crochet, 9 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets. There's 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat for row number 12. So let's recap what we've done for row number 12. So row 12's repeat begins with 3 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 9 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 double crochets to end the repeat. So you will start back over with those 3 double crochets and keep working the exact same set of stitches on down the row. We will be back for row 13 in just a moment. Row 13 begins now. You will join on color A. Row 13's repeat begins by doing 3 single crochets. Here's 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets. There's 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet. Oops. 1 single crochet. Now we will do 1 double crochet, and we will end our repeat by doing 2 single crochets over these next 2 stitches. 1 and number 2. Now let's recap what we've done. So we started row 13's repeat with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. So you will start back over with your 3 single crochets and keep working that exact same set of stitches on down the rest of your row. We'll be back in just a moment for row 14. We are now going to begin row 14. You will join on color B. Row 14's repeat begins by doing 1 double crochet here into this next stitch. Three single crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and 3 single crochets will end your repeat. There's 1, 2, and 3. So let's recap what we've done. Row 14's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and then we end the repeat with 3 single crochets. So you will start over with your 1 double crochet and keep working that exact same set of stitches all the way down your row. Row 15 will begin next, so you will join on color A. Row 15's repeat begins by doing 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 5 double crochets over these next 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 1 double crochet right here in this next stitch to end our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Our repeat for row 15 began over here with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 5 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and we end with 1 double crochet. So you will start back over with that single crochet and keep working that exact same set of stitches all the way down your row. We'll be back in just a moment for row number 16. We will now begin row 16. You will be working in color B. Row 16's repeat begins by doing 1 double crochet, one single crochet, one double crochet, three single crochets, one, two, and number 3. One double crochet, five single crochets, one, two, three, 4, and 5. One double crochet, one single crochet. Actually, we'll do a total of 3, so there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do one double crochet, and one single crochet will end our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row 16's repeat began over here when we did one double crochet, one single crochet, one double crochet, 3 single crochets, one double crochet, 5 single crochets, one double crochet, 3 single crochets, one double crochet, and we end with one single crochet. So you'll start back over with your double crochet and keep working this set of stitches. We'll be back in a moment for row 17. Row 17 begins now. You will join on color A. Row 17's repeat begins by doing one single crochet, one double crochet, three single crochets, one, two, 3, one double crochet, one single crochet, five double crochets, one, two, 3, 4, and number 5. One single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and we end with 1 double crochet. That ends our repeat for row 17. So we're going to recap our repeat. Row 17's repeat began over here with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 5 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and we end with 1 double crochet. So you guys know what to do. We'll meet back up for row number 18 in just a moment. Row 18 begins now. You will have color B joined on. Row 18's repeat begins by doing 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets will end our repeat. Here's 1, 2, and 3. So that ends our repeat for row number 18. So we are going to recap. Row 18's repeat began over here with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 3 single crochets. So you'll start back over and keep working this same set of stitches on down your row. We'll be back for row 19 in just a moment. Row 19 begins now. Please join on color A. Row 19's repeat begins by doing 3 single crochets over these next 3 stitches. Here's number 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and 2 single crochets to end our repeat. There's 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat for row 19. So let's recap what we've done. Row 19's repeat begins over here with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and 2 single crochets. So you'll start back over, keep working this exact same set of stitches, and we'll be back for row 20 in just a second. Row 20 begins now. You will be working in color B this time. Row 20's repeat begins by doing 3 double crochets over these next 3 stitches. Here's number 1. Number 2. And number 3. One single crochet, 1 double crochet, 9 single crochets over these next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and number 9. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets will end our repeat for row number 20. Here's 1 double crochet, and here is number 2. So that ends our repeat for row 20. So let's recap what we've done. Row 20's repeat begins with 3 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 9 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 double crochets will end that repeat. So you guys are going to keep working this set of stitches on down your row, and then we'll meet back up in just a moment for row 21. Row 21 begins now. You will be working in color A. Row 21's repeat begins with 3 single crochets. Here's 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1 double crochet, and we will end with 2 single crochets. There's 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat for row 21. So let's recap what we've done. Row 21's repeat begins with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, and 1 double crochet. We end with 2 single crochets. So when you start back over, you're going to do these 3 single crochets, and then from there you will do your double crochet, and you'll kind of notice that you can do sets of 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet the rest of the row. So you'll just do your 3 single crochets to get set up. 1, 2, and 3. And then you will double crochet. And you'll keep working that same set. You can do 5 single crochets next, 1 double crochet, all the way down the row. So pretty simple row to do. So we'll be back for row 22 in just a second. Row 22 begins now. We are working in color B for this row. Row 22's repeat begins with 3 double crochets, there's 1, 2, and number 3. 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 double crochets, 1 and number 2. One single crochet, two double crochets, one and 2, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 double crochets will end our repeat. There's 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat for row 22. So let's recap what we've done. Row 22's repeat begins with 3 double crochets, 4 single crochets, 2 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 4 single crochets, and we end with 2 double crochets. So you'll start back over with your 3 double crochets and keep working on down your row. We will meet back up for row 23 next. Row 23 begins now. We are working in color A. Row 23's repeat begins with 6 single crochets worked over the next 6 stitches. Here's 1. 2 and 3. 4, 5, and 6. 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, 1 double crochet, oops, and 5 single crochets will end our repeat for row 23. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Okay, so that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row 23's repeat began with 6 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 5 single crochets. So start back over with the beginning of the repeat, and we'll meet back up when you're ready for row 24. We are beginning row 24 now, so join on color B. Row 24's repeat begins with 6 double crochets. So here's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Four. 5. And number 6. One single crochet. 2 double crochets. There's 1 and number 2. 1 single crochet. 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. 1 single crochet. And now we will end the repeat by doing 5 double crochets over the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That ends our repeat for row 24. So let's recap what we've done. Row 24's repeat began with 6 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 single crochet, and then we end with 5 double crochets. So you will start back over at the beginning of the repeat, keep working on down your row, come back when you're ready for row 25. Row 25 begins now. We are working in color A. Row 25's repeat begins with 6 single crochets, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 double crochet, and we end with 5 single crochets worked over these next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That ends our repeat for row 25. So let's recap what we've done. Row 25's repeat begins with 6 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets. So you'll start back over at the beginning of the repeat and work the same set of stitches. Then we'll be back for row 26 when you're ready. Row 26 begins now. We are working in color B, and this is our final row for this pattern. Row 26's repeat begins by doing 6 double crochets. Here's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. Three single crochets over these next 3 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and we will end the repeat with 5 double crochets. There's 1, oops, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. So that ends the repeat for row 26. So let's recap what we've done. Row 26's repeat began over here with 6 double crochets, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and we end with 5 double crochets. So you'll start back over and work on down the rest of your row, and then we'll be back in just a second to talk about how you continue to work up with this pattern. So here's what your work will look like after you complete row 26. From here, if you are wanting to use this same design over and over for a larger project or for a section in a larger project, you are going to rewind back to row 3 and work rows 3 through 26 over and over as many times as you want. And when you are done with this section of this design in a project, or when you are done with a project that is made up of this design completely. I recommend that you end the project by doing after row 26 at the very top of your project, do rows 3, 4, and 5 as your final rows. That will give you this elongated part to the pattern so that where we began and where you end will match visually. So just a little tip for those of you who like to know exactly how to end them, or how I recommend it. Hopefully you have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. Please make sure you're subscribed, and feel free to leave a comment down below. For those of you who are going to use the pattern set, the chart set from Etsy, you're going to purchase that. Just a quick reminder for you guys, you can join on and do the next chart or any of the charts in that set. You can carry on with those, but you would just join on and work row 3 through 26 or the end of that chart. So you'll be joining on at row 3, just like if you were restarting this repeat, I would be working row 3 again. Same thing, moving on to the next design that you choose. So that's how I would do that. And as always, I appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, bye for now.